So you had a little girl by the name of Nadia Falk. She was taken out of school by the police. Now, this little girl has special needs, so she can't really communicate as she should. And when you take your children to school, you give them so much power over your children. They can do whatever they want to your children. Well, Nadia was acting up, according to them, throwing the temper tantrum. Kids 6 years old do that, especially a child that could have an issue, some sort of special needs issue, and need someone who has the education, patience, and training to handle children like that. Well, the child guidance counselor couldn't deal with her no more, so they said, no, she needs to be taken out of here by the police. And there's this thing called the Baker Act. Now, the Baker Act allowed them to even put your children in a psychiatric ward for up to 72 hours without your permission or consent as a parent. This is Florida that we're talking about. Let me go ahead and roll the clip. I want you to see exactly what happened.
Really fight back tears as she watched this police body camera video for the first time.
Nadia, you go ahead and have a seat right there, okay?
It shows her 6-year-old daughter, Nadia, leaving Love Grove Elementary after the school says she was Baker acted for having an uncontrollable tantrum in class.
She's just not able to communicate that due to her disability. She can only tell you bits and pieces. Mommy, they locked the door. They wouldn't let me out. Mommy, they gave me a shot.
Nadia walks hand in hand with an officer who takes her to a mental hospital.
Come on, Nadia. Thank you. Yeah, I got a police car. You want to ride with me? Ooh. You gonna be good? You're not gonna throw nothing around like you did in there, are you? You gonna be nice to me like you been? Good deal.
Once the officer is in the driver's seat, she talks to a cop standing outside the car and comments on how calm Nadia is behaving.
She's been actually very pleasant. Right? Very pleasant.
I think it's more of them just not wanting to deal with it.
Yeah, that's why I said I think they're pushing the button, because when I got there, she's been so cooperative with me and talking, sat down, did everything.
Yeah, you poke the bear one too many times and it's going to scratch you.
Yeah, because they said this is the 4th out of 5 days she's been acting like this. Well, then I think it might be y'all.
Fox says the school never called her before they Baker acted her child, and they took her to the mental hospital without letting her come to the school first.
I want answers. An apology would be nice, but it isn't going to fix the pain that I feel watching that video, knowing that my daughter may have been provoked because their staff were irritated or maybe had a bad day and didn't want to deal with a special needs child. It's hurtful.
So as you heard, they even gave this child drugs. You understand? No telling what happened to that child over there. No parent, no nothing. The power these people have over our children is ridiculous. It's way too ridiculous. And when we give our children to them at the school, you give them all the power. You sign all of that packet that come home with those children first day of school. You signing all your rights away in that packet. You literally signing them away where they can just do whatever they want to do for the term of that year to your child. This is why I say we need to homeschool. We need to create schools. We need to do that because our children being put in the mental ward, really? For children being children? But this happens to black children all the time in public school. They suspend black children for little things like that, putting them in mental wards, police handcuffing them, police doing all kind of craziness to our children. And once again, we keep sending our children back to these public schools. We know these things are happening. And some of us get this, well, it ain't happened to me. Or when it happened to you, I didn't think it would happen to me. Our children can't have their hair in school. They're ridiculed for their hair. They're ridiculed for their race. They're ridiculed for any behavior. White kids can do the exact same thing they're doing, and your child is going to mental wards. And who would even come up with a law like that? That's what I want to know. Well, what kind of thought process you had? You're going to take a child and put them in a mental facility when they're just doing that, and you don't even talk to the parents. You don't do anything. If I was that mother, and maybe she'll see this video, sister, pull your child out of that school. Pull her out. Pull her out. Homeschool that baby. If you can't homeschool, if you have to move somewhere that has a black run school, do that. Because there's no way that baby should be put in some mental institution and injected with drugs. Come on, y'all. See, when I tell y'all certain things about how we're literally drowning in America as a black community, we're drowning in every area. And then when I go over to the continent of Africa and I see all the opportunities for us there, some of you talk, because I know a lot of you ain't been, that's why you run off at your mouth like you run. Africans don't like us. And you're basing it off of African immigrants and some of them, whatever they got going on. You don't go see for yourself. You just make these decisions. But my thing is, people that don't want to go got the biggest mouths. That's my only issue with some of this in these comment sections. But how are you going to protect these little black children? I ask people like that, the Captain Black America folks. You're not protecting black children. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. Black children are suffering in these schools. But if you take this child and put it in a school here, or if you move and do whatever you had to do, what is a parent supposed to do with situations like this? Keep leaving a child in school? What you gonna do? I'm mad, Phil. This is pissing me off. What are you gonna do about it? That's where we at with it. We can't just be pissed off. Anger is supposed to change things, not just get angry and then let it go. Because this is why they keep doing it, because we don't make any action. You got a lot of black people right there in Florida. This happened in Jacksonville, Florida. The whole black community should be outraged in Jacksonville. All the activists, all the civil rights leaders, everyone that's just care about something in our community should be making sure that those kind of laws be changed and you have a safe place for our children in Jacksonville to go to school. Like I say, if you can't find a school, homeschool. You got to make sacrifice for your children. You have to. I don't care if I got to work 2 and 3 jobs to keep my child in the school that she's in. She's going to be there. Well, she got black teachers, black administrators. Don't have to deal with race soldiers. Don't have to deal with the school system with cops walking around there armored up. Don't have to deal with it. I'll work 4 jobs if I got to. So I won't subject my child. I can't do these stories and then give my child to these people. No, that ain't gonna happen. I'm telling you, if you love your children, you better pull them out of these schools, because the majority of them no good. Now, you got a few out there that's good, a few. I'm not gonna say all schools, but the racism is too permeated now. It's like they are attacking our black children every single day. It's ridiculous. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this particular story with this child. It's like I said, we can't stress enough. Homeschool or find a school that's created by black people or get together to create a school. I mean, we got to get to that point, ladies and gentlemen. It is an emergency with our children in school. They're not being protected. They're not. Come on. I mean, yes, the parents are suing. Get that. But the traumatic experience that baby went through, and she has, a form of autism, they say, as well, along with ADHD. Come on. This child just treated bad. And then, the police officer, the sister, why did you even take her there? You should have said, you know what? Nah, let me call her mama. I mean, a police officer make those decisions. Why didn't that happen? You saw the child was acting, notice that the child was acting right with the sister. Notice that? She wasn't screaming and yelling and causing a problem. I would say maybe she didn't feel comfortable with them. She felt comfortable with the sister. Just what the sister would have called the mama and let the mama come up there and deal with that instead of them taking that child to a mental health institution.